If clothing companies were vegetables, who'd they be? The largest clothing companies in the world right now are Zara and H&M. They're worth about $28 billion. That's billion with a B. Now, Zara and H&M have the same basic clientele: fast, cheap. They're fast fashion companies, meaning that they have turnaround periods for their styles at about 10 days between seeing it on the runway and recreating it to sell in their stores. Their clothes are also meant to be cheap. The average H&M shirt would be about $12 to $15, $20. Zara is slightly more expensive than that. The closest vegetable to this, I would say, that brings the same thought of fast and cheap. For Zara, potatoes. You think of potatoes, you think of McDonald's, you think of fries. Fast and cheap, comes quickly, it's made quickly, and you take it to go. H&M cannot be the same. I couldn't find another vegetable that's so close to potatoes in terms of fast and cheap. So sweet potatoes, they look the same and taste similar. So Zara is potatoes and H&M is sweet potatoes. But let's go to the more fancy brands, the high fashion or hype beast brands, Balenciaga and Supreme. These are expensive. I don't know why, but they're expensive, and they have a cult-like following. Most people know them, but fewer people have used them. They're a status symbol. Based on those three factors: expensive, Balenciaga would be quinoa, the superfood. Supreme would be kale. I've heard about these two things and I've never tasted them. If you're watching this and you have, let me know what you think about them. Are they overhyped? Who would argue the same about Supreme? So next we go to Nike and Adidas. Everyone has these. Everybody has a pair of Nikes, if not sneakers. You have their hoodies, you have their sweatshirts, sweatpants. Everybody has Nikes and Adidas. They're household names. What vegetable would be closest to this? Nike would be lettuce. People use lettuce in everything. You eat a burger, there's a lettuce in there. Lettuce is used for Caesar salads, if I'm correct. Yeah, for Caesar salads. They're used for many other kinds of salads, chicken salads. For Adidas, I think Nike is a bigger company at $28.4 billion. So I would leave that at letters. For Adidas, we'd say Adidas is cucumbers. Now, these include pickled cucumbers. Pickles are used in burgers as well. Cucumbers are used for drinks. They're used in spas. Next, Uniqlo, artichoke, Louis Vuitton. I would put it in that category of items that are overhyped. Quinoa, kale. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know I review t-shirts in my search for the most comfortable t-shirt. So far, the two competing and most well-known t-shirt brands are Cuts and BYLT. They have very passionate fan bases as well. So I saved two vegetables for them. Now, Cuts is the more expensive, higher end brand. Cuts, I will put as onions, because onions on the outside look nice. They have that nice purplish color. You take them, you play with them in your hand, but once you cut into them, it makes you cry. That's the same thing with Cuts. Cuts is a nice fancy brand. It's supposed to be of higher quality than BYLT, but Cuts is just more expensive, and that's what makes you cry. Your wallet cries every time you buy a Cuts shirt. It's like 60, 70 bucks. And the quality of what you get is Louis Vuitton style, not up to the price tag you paid for it. Cuts is onions. BYLT is tomatoes. Looks good, and when you bite into a tomato, it tastes good. There's no buyer's remorse. We use tomatoes to make everything. In my culture, we use it for stew, and we eat everything with stew. We eat yams with stew. We eat rice with stew. There's tomato sauce. There's ketchup. Everybody loves ketchup. It's versatile. You can put on a BYLT shirt. It's cheap, but it looks good. It's stylish. You can put it on to stay at home. You can put it on to go outside. It's affordable. This video is brought to you by the Zara company.